Hello, good evening and welcome to the FB4 Daily. This is brought to you by Paddy Power. Gamble responsibly, gamble with Paddy Power, odds on Liverpool, all that stuff. Let's get on with what we're going to talk about tonight. And with me, I have the most optimistic Liverpool fans of all Liverpool fans, and it is Andy Young. Andy, are you happy?
I told you to leave me alone to listen to Klopp.
Okay, are you still listening to Klopp?
Yeah, he's still on.
Right, well, piss off and listen to him. Give me a shout when you're ready, okay? But Liverpool have beaten Everton by 5-2 in the Merseyside derby tonight. Divock Origi just turns up and starts scoring goals. Shaqiri grows loads of hair and scores even more goals. And listen, if you're ever in doubt about this Liverpool side, if you ever get that feeling that could this go wrong, could it not? It's not going wrong, okay? And anybody that feels it is, go away, stop supporting football. It's absolutely not for you. Andy has decided, as the pod started, that he's going to listen to Jurgen Klopp talking about Liverpool, so he's going to come back with live updates on that. But how are we all feeling? A massive game, a massive win. Flew out of the blocks, looked like we were going to absolutely bash them. Then they get back into it. Then we go further ahead. Then they get back into it. And then we just hold them out for the whole of the second half. And Gini Wijnaldum comes up and bangs one in. Barry Carr says, the Italian Christmas donkey. I might put it on the download. How does that sound? Or I could get the tune and throw it in there. Yeah, we might use that for the month of December. Chris Pross wants people to lick his balls and get in there. We're not going to, but we're happy that we are and get in there. We're going to side Jadon Sancho, says Morbid. Angel, we'll have to wait and see on that. Barry Carr just says dum Divock Origi. North Red says, doubt with the team selection, shame on me. Andrew Young, my hero, my mate, says Razor. Ray, I'm not too happy with that. I thought I was your hero and I thought I was your mate, but I'll let it go because it's Andy.
I'm back.
He's back. Andy, give me a live update on how Jurgen Klopp currently feels about Liverpool and the situation they're in.
Very composed.
Right.
Best manager in the world right now. Best manager ever.
Okay. The Klopp table says, what a brilliant win. He says Trent's passing was dirty tonight. Barry Carr says, no Fabinho, no Alisson, no Matip, no Bobby, no Mo, no Hendo. Liverpool reserves are better than Everton. Bill Shankly. It's actually Bill Paisley and Bob Shankly, if you actually know your history. Isn't that right, Andy?
What about Bill Kenroy?
He has to go, Bill. Bill.
He has to go, Bill.
He has to go. Shaw says he loves it. Cop Table asks, how many more wins, Gav? The number is actually 16. 16 is the number you're looking for. Jono says Divock only got time for the big games. Yeah, he does. He doesn't mess around. Razor comes back with a big Gavlar, so I'm letting him away with that. Merry Christmas, says Everton, says DVD. Kyo. Dave's LFC chat says 5-2. Wow. Razor just has loads of emojis up there, like goat emojis. That can be for whoever you want. Best attacking performance in the first half I've seen in a long time, says Chris Pross. And Chemical Kev finally says, how bad was Ali McCoy's in commentary? Sounded like he hadn't watched Liverpool in over a decade. I didn't watch the coverage with that, Andy, or not Ali McCoy. I didn't watch it with that on it. But Andy, just going back to the start, when the lineup.
How do you get Ali McCoy on the telly? How does that even happen?
I don't know, but apparently he's really good.
I didn't know the matches are on BBC Scotland.
No, it's the BBC Highlands it's on. Highland, I think he's just commentating on Highland FM and he just stream it straight to Amazon.
I'm watching Mickey Young and Philly Neville having a lemon party live on TV about Liverpool.
Okay. Neville is involved.
Philly Neville.
Yeah, but you remember he said this could be Everton's year. I thought that was amazing.
He's been egged on that. He's all about Liverpool right now.
Okay, so listen, let me get back to the start. The lineup. When the lineup came out, several people's heads fell off. We're in our WhatsApp group, Andy. How did you feel?
Yeah, I was doing my usual funny 5 minutes before this. Lallana, what the fuck? And then it actually happened.
Yeah.
So loads of people blamed me on Lallana being selected. I don't know how that works. But
because it's your fault.
Yeah.
Because you said it happened and it turns out it's your fault. That's how it works, Andy.
Yeah, but when these things happen, I just get excited.
Yeah, you love it.
He makes it 5 changes there. Mm-hmm. Keita doesn't even make it, so like that's Jay Spearing ahead of Keita in the Liverpool fucking
pecking order. Yeah.
But he makes 5 changes. Lallana comes in. You're doubting it. Of course, in your head, you're worried. But you can't help but get excited. Klopp knows what he's doing. Like, he's identified that their shit. They're going to be like fucking like young fellas, like with their first wank coming to Anfield and trying to have a go at us, and we just pick them off with 5 players that don't normally start. Fucking unbelievable. So I wasn't concerned. I was looking forward to it. I was so excited. I never felt we were going to draw or lose, and all the negativity that was popping around today. No, I'm feeling fucking really good about this now, have to say.
And is this a massive marker for you? Like, is this one where you looked
Yeah.
and went, you know, even though how bad they are, if this is a derby and if we can make this happen, it's absolutely huge.
So there's something about this week that's laid down a marker for me. They were out there saying that we won ugly at the weekend. I don't think so. I think we were unlucky to end up
We're in
the
control
situation
until we got messy.
Yeah, it went the way it did. But prior to that, I don't think we've been winning ugly. I think probably go back to Palace was probably an ugly performance. Sheffield United away was probably an ugly performance. But other than that, we've just went about our business very professionally. We've got late goals, okay, but it's all because of the pressure we've been piling on teams. It's kind of on-demand football. We can score when we want to score. I know that sounds a little bit arrogant, but I just think it's the level of the football team at the moment. I think they're peaking. I think they're at that stage where they can smell danger, or they can sit in when they need to sit in, and score goals when they need to score goals. And I think they went about their business unbelievably tonight. Probably their first goal was a bit of luck involved, and their second goal, I think, after going kind of 4-1 up, we got a bit cocky. Sent too many bodies forward, and the back line didn't follow the play up the pitch, which is what we kind of normally do, is stay a lot more compact. But then we lost the ball, and they got in behind and scored. But apart from that, I mean, that team were incredible tonight.
Yeah, you know what? When the lineup came out, I thought it wasn't what I expected. I don't think it was anyone expected, and I could kind of see the reasoning behind it. Take that little bit of risk with the likes of Shaqiri and Lallana there, and you do have the backup on the bench. And if it works, you don't have to use the bench as much as obviously as much as you would have to if it wasn't going well. But I think it was a massive move by Klopp, and it's a slight risk that's come off. Huge from him, absolutely huge from him. Razor says he's just switched on Babe Station and they're showing highlights of the game. Maverick says great finish for all 3 goals. Manny, Origi, Shaq, take a bow. They were brilliant. Let me see. Dylan O'Rourke says, I'm only here for random questions of the night. So here it is. Legs for fingers or fingers for legs, Andy?
Say that again.
Legs for fingers or fingers for legs?
Oh, because the question is normally hands for feet or feet for hands, isn't it?
Yeah. But this is legs for fingers or fingers for legs. I'll let you think about it, will I?
Can I think about that one?
Yeah, have a little think about it. Have a little think about it. Shaw says Origi has to play in the centre. Enough with this left wing bullshit. Do you know what, Andy? Like, you've gone through the goals there a little bit, but we played to his strengths all night long. And
Shaqiri?
No, Origi. What I mean by that is, what I mean by that is, he's down the middle, right? And we weren't trying to pop balls into him for him to hold up. We weren't trying to get him overly involved in the play, but we just put slide rule passes in behind. We put long balls in behind them, and they didn't know what to fucking do. And this is a team that come out with more or less 3 centre halves, and we're looking to sit deep and not let space in behind them, and we picked them off twice. I thought Origi was exceptional tonight, and the team overall played to his strengths brilliantly.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Klopp did a number on Silva tonight. Silva's fighting for his job. He's come to Anfield and tried to do something that keeps him his job. He's tried to come there and attack and win the game. Klopp read it, played as a shape that suited Liverpool to kind of pop balls over the top, which obviously plays into Origi's strengths. And he capitalised. And I mean, what can you say about Origi? Like, nobody recognises him for the quality striker that he is. Like, but I mean, those 2 finishes, the composure he showed for the first one to just take it around the goalkeeper. I think Pickford was probably a little bit too ambitious coming out.
I think he was waiting for the touch to be just in front of Origi rather than a touch away from him. Do you get me?
Yeah,
I think he was waiting for Origi to make the touch to set himself, and he was going to pounce on him. But the touch around him
yeah.
was brilliant. It's great
But
peripheral vision, I suppose, from
yeah,
Origi.
what strikes me about Origi, his awareness is so good. You only see it when they're showing the replays how much he's looking around, and he knows that he has a picture of exactly what's going on around him, where the defenders are, what the goalkeeper's doing, and he did it for the second goal as well. He's a quality striker and one of the best backups you could possibly have. I know City have Jesus to come in when Aguero gets injured, but Jesus, like, Origi doesn't get the recognition that Gabriel Jesus has. So, yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, brilliant. He's excellent. And I mean, I don't know what more he has to do. The huge goals he's had, the late goals he's had, the important goals he had all last season. He deserves to be around for a long time.
Yeah, John likens him to Didier Drogba. He said midget arms is a comedy act. Barry Carr says it was like Pro Evolution Soccer's Adriano. Owen says the third goal was beautiful. The Cop table says one criticism is why concede an injury time first half. That done our heads in. Klopp was fuming at half time. I'm not surprised he was, but like just sticking on Origi for a little bit. They are two quality finishes, but and he's put on the spot. He's put on the spot on both of them where it's like, there's the ball, it's yours now. What are you going to do with it? And it's brilliant. But just moving away from him a little bit, Sadio Mane for me is the best player in this league by a fucking country mile at this stage, Andy. It's ridiculous what this fella is doing now.
Yeah. I mean, I think his first half performance was probably one of the best 45 minutes that I've seen of a player in a Merseyside derby in history, as long as I've been watching the derbies anyway. It was unbelievably 2 assists and a goal. He was everything that was good about Liverpool going forward. His runs, his touches. I mean, he was taking touches with his heel, with the outside of his foot, with his chest. He's just an incredible player at the moment, and he's on out of front three that everyone brags on about. He's at the top of that curve, in his form, and he's probably carrying the other two behind him at the moment. He's incredible, and yeah, it's crazy that he doesn't get the kind of recognition again. Like, just like Origi doesn't get the recognition that he deserves from opposition fans. I don't know what it is.
Razor's on fire tonight. He said the flag for Divock was wrong on so many levels, not least because his flute is twice that size. I don't know if we're allowed to say that, but I've just did. So, but it's a joke. Like, people shouldn't really take it too seriously. But like, look, we've spoken about the first goal there. The second goal is Shaqiri's goal, and you look at Mane. It's a brilliant switch by Trent. He takes it down as if he's playing in the Astro. He's just taking the ball down, he's flicking it in the air as he's taking it down, and then he just runs at the defender, drops the shoulder, brilliant ball. And it was a really cute finish from Shaqiri. He doesn't try lash it, his whole idea is just catch this fella off balance and put it across him. But again, a brilliantly worked goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The ball from Trent, we've seen it so many times. Do they call them hockey assists when you get the assist to assist?
Yeah,
is that what
it's
called?
a hockey assist, and it's added to your XGA as well.
Yeah, but how often do you see, like, Liverpool getting the ball out on the right hand side, and then it opens up space on the left? Normally it's Robertson bombing down there, but this time he finds Mane, takes that quality touch, and again, the awareness of the team. They don't even need to look up where the players are, and he just slips it in, and I think Shaqiri's kind of falling as he's finishing it, isn't he?
Yeah, he's running across it. He does. He kind of stretches for it, but his whole idea, I think, is just get it back across goal, catch him off guard. If he hits it too well, it hits his feet. Probably it hits Pickford's feet. But Pickford's running into the away end for the fucking thing. Like, I don't know where he's gone. It's unbelievable.
He's charging out, and it does at that stage. Like, that's the thing. Like, you have the ball in the right back position, and then seconds later, there's a utter panic. And that's how good this team are.
But were you not surprised by, because we expect Everton to come out and play a 5-4-1, be deep, don't commit too many players forward. Now, you spoke there about Trent hitting the ball 50, 60 yards across pitch, and it usually is Robertson getting onto it, and he's pushing with it, and you'd have Mane out left, and basically because their defence has stayed back, Robertson is the man getting it. But were you not surprised by one switch of the ball and Mane is in oceans of space running at their defence for a team that were meant to be looking to protect themselves?
Yeah, look, I think under normal circumstances, if Silva's just floating through his job and he's mid-table or whatever, and he's not on the brink of losing it, they probably are playing a deep 5-4-1, but he has to try and go out there and make a statement tonight. And as I said, I think Klopp did a number on him. I think he recognised that Silva would have to go for it. And yeah, that was the result of it. Everton were very open for a team that, you know, typically would come to Anfield and be a bit more compact. And Liverpool capitalised. Like they get on the ball and, you know, in where one pass, there's a chance about to be created, and it's Trent again. But it's no coincidence. Like, this is every game now, Gav.
I know, it's absolutely mad. And then, like, if you look at the Mane goal then to make a 4-1, like they're attacking with a corner, or I think it's a corner freak, wherever it is. The ball drops, Mane wins it, and literally he puts it past the Trent, and he's running at the defence from 70 yards out from goal. He's tearing at the defence. It was. I loved every second of it, but I could not believe how naive Everton were, and they were criticised at the weekend for their game management late on against Leicester, which caused them. The game management there tonight, playing against the best team in the league, the best team in Europe, the most frightening team on the counter-attack you might come across. To go out and be set up like that for me was just criminal. And if that man has a job in 24 hours, it's negligence. Like, Bill needs to listen to the men that are saying stuff to him, and he has to go. You know, it was madness watching it.
Yeah. I don't think when we go back to their place, Silva being charged, I just can't imagine it.
They're in the bottom three.
Yeah, no, they've been sent to the bottom three. Do you reckon the stadium be ready by the return game?
No, the stadium it can't be ready because of there was a lot of rain over the winter, so the levels in the Mersey have gone up, and they haven't kind of budgeted for that. So they'll have to rent. No, they're going to have to rent out that pump. The pump that to get the water out of the Mersey, it's probably going to have to be rented for another 2 days, but they can't get it for them 2 days. It's been like assigned to someone else. So any chance of having that stadium ready?
I think they're just going to have to, you know, accept that it's going to be an underwater stadium.
It's going to be a fucking barge.
The Sponge Bill Kenwright Underwater Arena.
Yeah, SpongeBob Arena.
Sponge Bill.
Sponge Bill Arena. But it's just listen, they're off that rocker they are, like, you know. But look, it's 4-1 then. It becomes 4-2. I thought the first goal that they get, look, it's a ball in. Lovren attempts to clear it. He gets not caught under it. It hits him and he falls over. But I wouldn't put a massive amount of blame on Lovren, and I'm forced to bail in on Lovren when I can. But it's just one of those where it comes fast from him. He tries to react, and it's a decent finish by Keane. But the second one, I was really disappointed by. There was 2 or 3 passes straight through us. It's ball out wide. Trent doesn't even try to get out there to do something about it. It's a ball in. You could point fingers at Lovren, and you could probably point them at Van Dijk. And it's actually, do you know what? It's actually unfortunate because he goes to head it, hits his shoulder, and absolutely flies in the net. But
look, I think the team selection and the way we played in parts in the first half were just like a complete insult to Everton. You know, rightly so in the end. They're so bad. But after going 4-1 up, Liverpool got very cocky. They went forward. The back line didn't follow the play up, you know, because that doesn't happen. If the back line kind of comes up to the halfway line, they kind of cut these balls out, like they get involved, but Everton were able to get on the ball and then run with their heads up.
Yeah.
And you know, once you're in that situation, it's a 50-50 whether it's going to result in a goal or not. And I don't know how you could blame the defenders really for the, you know, that part of it when they're backpedaling and they're just trying to get behind the ball and do the best they can with the numbers they have back there. So yeah, no, it was a really work goal. Fucking comes off his shoulder, which was spawny enough, but
yeah,
it didn't matter in the end.
No, it doesn't matter in the end. But like, if you want to nitpick about it a little bit, I think you could point fingers at Trent, Lovren, and possibly Van Dijk. That, in my opinion. Razor said he's heard the Everton Stadium is now going on Fred the Weatherman's Oil of Man in Albert Dock. No, that rumour is untrue. But that weather map that they had on Albert Dock, that's going to be used to ferry the seats for the stadium out when the seats come in. They're going to just stack the seats up, wrap a bit of pallet wrap around it, and they'll probably do about 18 to 20 seats at a time. So that'll take a year and a half just to get the seats from land out to the stadium. So, but they are putting a local amenity to good use there with the map. So, if anybody has any more updates on the Everton stadium, how it's going to be built, when it's going to be ready, it's you can absolutely throw them in. Keith Plunkett, who was on the club show on Monday, says, random question: favorite genre of bread? Are you a plain slice pan fan, cosmopolitan baguette lover, a sourdough acolyte? The choices are endless. Andy, what's your bread game like?
Yeah, I do like a bit of Notions bread.
Yeah, you are a bit Notions, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do like a bit of Notions bread.
Yeah.
You know, when you go into
would you wander into like these places and go, oh, look at the bread in here, and take a while to think about it, like?
I'd be bought over by a kind of a crusty white bread thing that they have to cut the slices off.
Yeah, it's just a crusty loaf, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I have one of them crusty bread yolks over there? The loaf.
They have to get a big huge knife off and cut big massive chunks of slices off the actual thing, and it's warm and all day. Yeah. There's meant to be an unbelievable deli down in Crumlin.
Yeah.
Sun Drive.
Right.
Do you know Matt the Rasher?
Jer's Deli, is it?
Across from Matt the Rasher.
Right.
It's not called Jer's Deli.
Oh, you're Crumlin, you said. I was thinking Ballyfermot, sorry.
No.
And people listening to this that don't live in Dublin are wondering what's going on now, but go on.
Across from Matt the Rasher. Matt the Rasher is very famous for its fry-ups.
Yeah,
but across the road, down at Sun Drive, just right at Sun Drive Shopping Centre, there's a Notional Deli across the way there. So
Notions Deli.
Yeah, I'd recommend anyone to go in there and get a portion of their crusty bap sandwich things. Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah. You've really thought this through, Andy. Like, I'd love to see you ordering bread after this conversation. Razor says Brennan's batch. I'm with him on that. Batch bread is just outstanding.
Just standard everything. Brennan's are Brennan's batch.
Batch bread, yeah.
Yeah. I have batch in the house at the moment, in the pantry there for the first time in a long time. I have skinheads and a raft today.
Yeah. So, Jesus Christ. So the pantry, you have batch in the pantry. Big pantry update, by the way. Thanks for that.
Do you know one thing about batch bread, and it doesn't happen to any other bread?
Yeah, go on.
What is it about batch that doesn't go stale? It goes fucking hairy blue.
I've never let batch last that long to go hairy blue. The one thing I would say about it is when you stick it in a toaster, most bread will come out, toasted, and then you put a bit of butter on it and it's brand new. Batch comes out and you can put whatever you want in it, molten lava, and this thing will stay hard. It's one of those. Dylan O'Rourke says it depends on your setting on your toaster though. Yeah, I know, Andy. Like, you turn it up to make it more brown, you turn it down to make it less brown. So what are you saying about molten lava putting on it? If you put it like the way I like No, it's nothing to do. It's nothing to do with how brown this batch is. No matter what you do, it comes out, and when you put butter on it just stays rock hard. So kind of rock hard? Yeah. Do you mean it just like holds butter and jam or whatever? You could stick this fucking thing on Bramley Dock and you could play football on it in the water. Yeah. I used to work on Brennan's, actually. Do you know that? And I did the batch. I did the batch thing. Don't tell me something disgusting about the batch now that turns everyone off. James Kelly says, "Will you give over? It's 11 o'clock and you have them starving." Razor says, "Pantry, fuck off." Centurion says, "Shack or Oxford Bournemouth." We'll get to that in a minute because we're having bread discussions. But come on. No, I worked there. Yeah. And was it good night? Did you enjoy yourself? Yeah, it was probably the hardest job I ever had. Was it? What were you doing though? Were you like storing the dough or doing something like that? The batch was two lads, right? Yeah. That the dough came out with a conveyor belt. You had to just kind of press it down with your hand, like, what do they call it? Don't know, needle or something. Needle in the dough. Yeah, and then you fucked it into in between like this kind of long plank of wood, and then you lifted up the plank of wood, put it back down, and put the next row in, and then off they went down into the machine. Right. That was good. Like, used to work there with a few decent lads, but the poxiest job on Brennan's was the tins. They used to call it the tins. Yeah, I can't believe you've gone into this, but go on. But that was when the bread came down to the very end of its life cycle of Production, life cycle.
And you'd have to take the bread came out of the tins, and you'd have to take the hot tins off the conveyor belt and put it on these kind of racks to go back up to the top to put more dough in again. And they were roasting. I know you talk about bagels being the hottest thing.
Bagels are the fucking hottest thing I've ever touched.
Those tins were the hottest thing ever. They were like the sun.
They were like the sun. And come here, do you reckon there's many claims out of it?
You know where I used to burn myself? My wrists are up high, like on the forearm. Yeah. Now I was only a nipper working there. Like, it was just a summer job.
Yeah.
But fuck me, that was hard.
Right.
That was hard graft.
And you've a handy number compared to now compared to that, haven't you?
Yeah. It's actually not as hot.
It's not as hot being a fireman as it was in Brennan's. James Kelly says, are you making bread or shelves? He was doing both. Adam Petrucci says, what's more common in Ireland, pantries or root cellars? Don't know what a fucking root cellar is, but the pantries are only Andy's the only fellow I know that has a pantry. Batch is the king of bread for the common man. Sourdough is the hipster choice. Brioche is just another level of madness. Andy Young, this is your life, says Traz. Now listen, come here. If I went to Andy's Young life, we'd be here for a long, long time, and we'd laugh through a lot of it. Northred says Belfast bap, cheese, ham, tomato, cheese and onion. If you haven't tried it,
what's a Belfast bap? Is that like the way you get a blah?
Yeah, or Waterford or something. Yeah, it's one of those. Like, they just can't have the same bread as us. You know, they're probably not allowed, you see, up in Belfast. You know, for political reasons or something. You know, so it could be one of those where they just can't. You know, they can't call it.
It's Belfast is mad. Like, there probably is Protestant and Catholic bread.
Yeah, there absolutely is. Yeah, you know, you couldn't be cutting your bread into the shape of a shamrock. You know, while you're having your breakfast. Yeah, you couldn't be doing that. The Master Baker says Maverick. No. We're far from it. But listen, going back to the game, we managed the game quite well second half, Andy. I thought we were very good second half. We just see out the game. We manage it right to the end. And it's great to see when all of them get a goal because, like, to be fair, like, I think he's been acting the prick a little bit by scoring for Holland loads of times and not doing it for us. I think he owed us one to you.
Yeah, it was a lovely finish, actually. I don't know where the commentary I was watching, they said he toe poked. I didn't think he toe poked. I thought it was a very controlled finish. The second half now was quality. I went on Twitter at half time and kind of just said that they just need to control this game. I think it's just a flick. It was just a flick of a switch. No matter Klopp saying to him, right, no more bollocks. We just go out here and we play our own game and we don't allow them those chances they had the first half, and we just see these out, and we probably get another chance.
Yeah, no,
I think that's what happened. At one stage, the possession flashed up 78% for the second half, and the first half was hovering around the 58%. So that's what it was all about. It was all about just showing them that we're in a different league and just doing the business on them. I think we just got a bit excited in the first half. And the second half was just so composed. And I mean, if we did that for the rest of the season, every half, I've absolutely no doubt we just walk our way to the title. Like, that's how far this team is ahead at the moment. It's going to take something special from another team to challenge us. I probably think Leicester are that team at the moment because they seem to be buzzing as well.
Yeah, and they've one game a week. But like you said, if we do go and do like what we've done tonight, where we blitz a team, all right, there's a couple of mishaps, but we manage it really well from 45 to 90. We really, really do. I'm with you. I think it'll take something spectacular from us to lose it, or something spectacular for someone else to stop us winning it. You know, Maverick asks, what is this? We don't really know what it is, but we're going with it, me and Andy. Stephen Max says Mane owns this city of Liverpool. Fact. Centurion says second half was the kind of half that we could have watched another game knowing Liverpool had it in the bag. Yeah, it was one of those where it was never going to happen. Somebody says Belfast Bap. I think I was with her. Fair enough. Maverick says Belfast Bap. Is that one of the Ed Sheeran songs? Yeah, it was a Galway girl, and then on the B side it was Belfast Bap. North Red says, "Oh, don't worry, no one will stop this Irish man eating a Belfast Bap in the shape of a shamrock." North Red's going to start trouble up in Belfast, by the looks of it. Okay. Milk Cup banter by Kloppo, with obviously Steve Mack referring to the team that came out and played tonight. If you have any random questions in the last 4 or 5 minutes, absolutely throw them at us, and me and Andy will try answer them.
34 or 5 minutes left.
Yeah, do you want to keep going?
I think we should go to 12.
12 o'clock. An hour and 25 minutes talking about bread.
We'd loads to talk
I'll
about,
tell you
Gav.
what, I'll keep going and you tell me when you want to stop.
Right, get Trev in.
I'll see if I can find Trev. Trev's not allowed on this podcast.
Just ring him.
It gets him into trouble with his bosses. Do you know
Gags
what I mean?
Gags will be gone to bed.
No, we won't. He has people watching.
Oh, no.
Trev will get into trouble. It'll be noses out of joint and everything. You can't be doing that.
What's that fucking other Twitter now?
Other Twitter?
Yeah.
What is it?
They're all on that now.
Oh, Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't know what that is. I think that's set up for
Games.
just games. You're just going to play games with each other.
Yeah,
No,
I
think there
had
is.
a look at,
It's like a
had a look
community.
at,
It's like a community kind of group. Yeah.
I heard about it and I thought, fuck, I'll set up a login for it. And they were looking for a gamer tag and I didn't have one, so I had to just go back to Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, you couldn't think of a gamer tag.
No, I don't have a fucking gamer tag.
You can't. You have to be able to set up on it without having a tag. Like,
no, you have to be a gamer tag. You have to. You actually have to be a gamer tag yourself.
I'm not too sure about that. Jono says the best thing is we get everything in the FA Cup at Anfield. The life of a bitter blue. Andy, they left the stadium fairly sharpish, didn't they?
Oh, they fucking legged it down the tunnel.
They were gone.
I wouldn't mind. They're probably going to let out.
No, I'd say they were. I wouldn't see a problem there. I'd say they were. Keep Plunkett asks, what's your favourite classic TV show? Strike it lucky, top, middle or bottom? Oh, what's your favourite row on the classic TV show? Strike it lucky, top, middle or bottom? Do you remember that show?
Yeah, I do, yeah. Is that Barrymore?
Yeah, that was Barrymore, yeah. It was a good game, that.
Mm.
Yeah. James Kelly says Discord is actually for people with pantries. So you should be able to, I'll tell you what, we should look it up and see. We can see if we can get Andy on there, because if anyone deserves to be on Discord, it's definitely Andy. Northred says, who's
a worse pill manager, Barrymore or Hodgson?
What did you say?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. I'll cut that out. Adam Petrucci Owen says, that's why I watch every day, to make sure Trev doesn't come on. We can try to get Trev on, but we've asked him. He's a very, very businessman. Very busy businessman. Stephen wants to go till 12 o'clock. Dylan O'Rourke says, Gavin and Stacey Christmas special. What's your opinion, Andy?
Yeah, go for it.
Do you like it? Have you watched it?
Yeah, that was when Corden was sound.
It was the only time he was sound. Absolutely shy bag after that.
Yeah. What does Gavin do now?
Don't know. He done a lot of theatre work, I think, and the odd film. But I think he might have gone back to that.
Was good, yeah. No, that was good. That was a good show.
Yeah, there's a Christmas special. Anybody know what day it's on? Is it on Christmas Day? Like it should be. Keith Plunkett says Hodgson is defo worse. To that question that you shouldn't have asked. Razor says what
wasn't asked.
Yeah, no, the question that you should not have asked. He reckons Hodgson is worse. Razor's watching Match of the Day. He says Sadio's passed the Divock for the first goal. Unbelievable. Apparently on Match of the Day, I think it's Danny Murphy and it might be Alan Shearer, I'm not too sure, says that Virgil van Dijk should have been sent off. But that's just BBC and stuff like that. I can't get into them. I really can't. Andy, what's your favourite colour? Oh no, I'm not asking that. Stephen Max, stop that. That's not on. Genuinely not on. Abo the Third says midnight show all the way, Gav. Listen, I've had about fucking 11 pints of Guinness today. I was at a funeral.
Funerals are what sort of funeral? Sorry, I won't go there. I'll ask.
What sort of funeral was it? It was one where someone had died and we went down to bury them.
Was it someone important to you?
It was my wife's grandfather. So that's who it was.
Very sorry for that loss, but was it kind of a happy release or anything like that? Like, was he old and sick?
He was 93 and sick and in a home,
Yeah. So, celebration of life.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So
they're the best funerals.
Dylan O'Rourke reckons that Gavin from Gavin and Stacey is a part-time swimming instructor. I don't know if that's true. Favourite board game to play at Christmas, Andy?
Mousetrap.
Mousetrap. I would say that you are not a fan of Monopoly.
No,
No, I'd say it's too structured for you.
too structured, exactly, way too organised, dragged out, no crack.
No crack.
No.
Okay.
Would be more of a guess who man myself.
I guess who? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. My daughter has that actually, and she
Right.
cheats, so I just kind of go along with it. Razor says Irish funerals are great crack. Anybody listening to this advert this download are gonna go, what in the name of fuck's gone on here? But just the way these shows go. Mane passed the big div was the greatest pass in the history of football, says Stephen Mack. Stephen, that's a much better comment than the one you gave me less than 2 minutes ago. Stephen Hackett says 12 points, good night. Yeah, a lot of Guinness today. It was lovely, by the way. It was like drinking cream. It really was.
Not after it done like 12 points again. This is way too much.
I'd say I had 12 is I'd say I probably had 8 or 9. I'd say, and a point of course in the middle.
I think if you have about 5 or 6 points of Guinness, it's like you've had a massive meal.
It depends how quick you drink them.
All right, so you kind of spread them out.
Yeah, and take your time with them, and you're okay. Who should we go for in the January transfer window, Andy? And is there any rumour in the
nobody
Jadon Sancho rumours?
There's nobody that can get into this team at the moment. Like, they're just too connected. Anyone that goes in there will be just disruption. So no, I'm not in favour of signing anywhere in January.
And would you stick with that if we were to get to January and probably had 1 or 2 more missing on top of Fabinho? Would you only do something if you thought this could be done in the summer, but we're struggling now? We might bring it forward if we can.
But when you're bringing in cover, you know, you're talking about a temporary kind of solution. Like, why would you? I heard shouts of when there was talk of Fabinho being out till the end of January, or what was the initial 8 weeks or something like that. So the end of January, start of February, that they're talking about bringing in a like for like midfielder. Like, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
You know, we've loads of midfielders. We've loads of players there, like, and especially Keita, who's sitting there waiting on his chances. So no, I don't. I'm not for bringing in players just for the sake of covering injuries that are temporary.
Yeah.
You lose a player for a year.
Yeah.
You have to think about going into the transfer market and looking at how that's going to pan out. But you know, you're kind of buying yourself a problem, because if the player comes in and does well, and then the player returns from injury, like, what do you do then? You know, there's a great connection in that team now.
That's the thing.
They all have their role to play. They're all, you know, there's a really good understanding of the team. There's nobody whinging about not getting minutes. There's players working hard, competing for a place in the team. You bring in an extra body there now. I don't know.
So basically, if we as the squad stands now, if we're just missing Fabinho up until say the end of January, you're sticking with it, because it looks like that from what Klopp done in the summer, it looks like he just wanted to keep a really close knit squad together and take his chances on injuries and suspension.
Yeah,
you feel that's what he's going to do, yeah?
As he does every January, really. Like, if something was to happen, for example, if Sancho came available, right, and
that's the talk.
They gave Liverpool an opportunity to buy him in January, and it was a thing that maybe Lallana was definitely going in the summer or something like that. Well, then you have to just snap him up. Like, I mean, but in terms of buying in January to solve a problem this season, I don't really see it that way. But if the opportunity to sign a player comes in January, and you might lose that opportunity come the summer because somebody else snaps the player up, then absolutely you go for it. But I don't think we're in need to make a signing right now. I just think things are too perfect at the moment, and you don't want to disrupt that. Like,
yeah, no, that's fair enough, and it is a decent argument against. You know, my argument sometimes is if you can get something in January that you think, you know what, it might just give us that extra kick. You know, a little bit of freshness in the squad, but where you're coming from makes absolute sense as well. Stick with what you have, and they know each other inside out, and they know what way they can rely on each other through there will be a tough little spot. You know, it's you very rarely go through a season without a little dip somewhere, but these lads look like they can absolutely lean on each other in all sorts of circumstances. Northred says number of points clear before we start printing t-shirts. For him it's 15. Andy, would you start printing t-shirts if we're X amount of points clear, and what would be on the t-shirt?
Well, you've been put in charge of the number of wins.
16.
16. How many? What stage of the season? 16 more wins.
It will be with 8 games left, with 7 games left. 31 games in.
March.
March, April. Yeah, probably the end of March.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, we could have some sort of Easter slogan.
Right.
Right.
Something like, if we were 15 points clear, would you put down, I'm so excited, but excited because it's around Easter.
Yeah.
And then just
like that.
a big picture of Bill Kenroy.
Yeah. We are experts in winning the league. Or,
You could do something along that lines. Right.
We're my jokes.
Come here. For how many points though would you if we went 12 clear, would you be like, that's it, we're done, get the t-shirt ready?
Yeah, it'll be ecstatic.
Ecstatic, right? You're on a roll now, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you're saying how many points? 12? 15?
Yeah, we can scramble 12 or 15.
But fuck off. Poach a few points here and there.
Yeah, we just need to boil our way through there now.
Boil away, yeah, okay. Maverick says, I can't see them going for anyone this window, but hope to be surprised with a squad player, please. Avo says, Klopp proved tonight that we can play a different way with a different lineup. I think this won't be the last time we've seen of this team tonight. Yeah, I think you might be right. Keith says, Sanderberg and Timo Werner in January. Drip feed them games for the run-in. That's what he's going to go with. Lads, we get to January unscathed and it's over. Tiger Tracy would then feel that we've cracked it. Stephen Max says, Gav, I told you already, we are champions by Christmas Day. Selection boxes all over the gaff. Yeah, Tiger Tracy does say mad joke then because we've just decided that eggs is the way to go now.
Yeah, but you said we've cracked it. You didn't get that one.
I did get it.
Oh, right. Okay, just you didn't.
Oh no, I did.
Yeah.
But it was just, I think it's getting a bit much now. Do you?
Yeah. I think City are shelling them for ourselves.
Shelling them for ourselves. What's your favourite chocolate, Andy? We had this before, I think. Are you a Cadbury's man, isn't it?
Yeah, Cadbury's. I think if somebody buys an Easter egg that's not Cadbury's, it's a fucking insult.
Do you? What about the Galaxy one?
Well, yeah. That's fair enough.
Right, so it's not an insult then?
Galaxy's nearly all right.
Right, and what about like Nestle out the window? Lindt is quality. Lindt is absolute quality.
What did he do with Lindt chocolate? Do you mind me asking? Would you know?
What do you mean? What did he do with it?
The way that's so smooth in the middle.
Haven't a clue what he did with it, Andy.
You know when you're eating Lindt chocolate, you think, "Fucking hell, is that caramel in the middle of this or something?" And then you kind of take it out of your mouth and have a look.
No.
No. Well, then, have you had Lindt chocolate recently or ever?
I've eaten Lindt chocolate, yeah, but I've never put it in my mouth, wondered if there's caramel in it, taken it back out of my mouth and looked at it.
Yeah. You have to check next time to see what is actually going on in between. Like it's
Would you not just look at the packet?
It's like there's a little bit of magic infused or sandwiched in the middle of the actual chocolate.
Right.
But the chocolate's all right. But
does this apply to those boxes of Lindt you can get, like they're balls, and there's like milk chocolate, dark chocolate, white chocolate? Does this apply to them as well?
Yeah. Oh, it's inside. Yeah, in the middle of them, they have the silky soft shit. Yeah,
I like the balls. I know where you're coming from, but just a standard bar of chocolate, I'm kind of going.
Standard bar of chocolate, they have it running through. Even that kind of flat chocolate in squares, they have it inside of that as well. Yeah. I don't know how they'd get it inside an egg. Yeah, that'd be fairly genius. Like, especially if it wasn't just on the inside of the egg, but it was actually sandwiched in between.
Are you surprised though that they don't make eggs? Like, say for argument's sake, you like Cadbury's, right? So, say for argument's sake, the whole nut bar by Cadbury's, just for argument's sake, right?
Yeah.
Are you not surprised that they don't do eggs like they are now, but the inside of them is actually what the bar is? So, like, just a massive fucking round egg-shaped lump of chocolate with loads of hazelnuts in the middle. Would you? Do
you mean like solid or actually just
solid? No, not just a load of fucking, hazelnuts rattling around in an egg. Not that stupid, Andy.
No. You mean no? Do you mean the shell of the egg is actually just full of hazelnuts?
I mean when you get the
It's like
egg,
a
it
solid.
weighs like a bag of sugar, and it's just like
Yeah,
for argument's
so
sake, say like a crunchy. So the egg is the chocolate egg, but when you go to break open the egg, the inside is the inside of
never
a
gonna do
crunchy.
that. They're never going to do that
Why, Andy?
because it'd be too heavy.
For what?
It could be dangerous.
Yeah, but like, anything could be dangerous, and I could fucking a brick is dangerous, but you don't stop producing
No.
them.
Right. So say, okay, right. Hypothetically, it's around Easter time, and you're heading into a football ground. You have a rucksack, and you have an Easter egg inside for the kids, right?
Yeah, okay.
And your mom
Well, you wouldn't be
says,
allowed in with that anyway.
What's that? An Easter egg? And
Yeah.
you go, yeah, just an Easter egg.
Yeah,
Right, game ball, no problem. Head in there, right?
yeah.
And then the player's taking a corner, and someone takes
Lamps an Easter egg at him.
a whole nut
Oh, no.
Easter egg,
Yeah,
solid out of the bag, right? And
yeah,
bounces it off some prick fucking player's head taking the corner.
yeah.
You can't have that. You're not thinking straight here.
But hold on, Andy. Like the last thing I'm thinking about when I'm making and producing an Easter egg in the Cadbury's factory is this going to lead to football ultras lamping stuff at players? Like it's not going to happen.
That's the difference between me and you.
Well, it obviously is the difference because you're clearly deluded.
No.
You can't. No, hold on. You can't. You can't. In
You've no
most
idea.
football grounds
You've no
now,
idea.
you can't
Gav,
access. You can't access the area where you can see the pitch with a bottle with a top on it.
You
So
can't.
no, you can't. And how you can't
Because
in a lot of grounds.
the fellas
How
check.
do you reckon you're going to get through with an Easter egg? Andy?
Okay, right. So what'll happen is this is how it works, right?
Yeah. Sorry, just for anybody watching, or listening or whatever else, the football is finished now. If you're looking for football talk, it's absolutely gone by the wayside. Liverpool have beaten Everton by 5-2. They're 8 points clear in the Premier League. And me and Andy are on to way more important stuff like should completely solid Easter eggs be sold?
Right.
Yeah, basically that's it.
I'm going to explain to you. I'm going to explain to you, right? The fellas doing the checks on the way in and the turnstiles, right? Tourists are allowed to bring bags in. They just get them checked, okay? They're going to see an Easter egg and they're not going to suspect anything.
Yeah.
Right, so, okay, the first player that gets a solid home Easter egg smashes fucking across the skull taking a corner. It's going to stop after that. But someone would get badly injured.
Yeah.
Right? And when big companies like Cadbury's are looking at new products, they do a risk analysis.
So what you're saying is if I'm right in what I'm thinking, if Cadbury's were to do this, you reckon by doing this they're endangering lives and football careers?
Yeah. So don't think for a second that somebody on the fucking production floor hasn't thought of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they went, the way like they give the guys on the floor like little suggestion fucking leaflets and they fill out the form. They think, oh yeah, this is great. This will get me a promotion now. Like I'm the first one that's ever thought of a solid fucking nutty egg, right? Goes upstairs. The important people upstairs go, that's not going to work. And they go, why? Because we've done a risk analysis on that. Someone's going to get clobbered with a fucking solid Easter egg across the head. They're going to get a fractured skull, and we're going to be liable, and we're going to have to pay out millions.
You can't be liable for selling a fucking egg to someone, Andy. That's like hold on a minute. That's like, right, say for argument's sake.
You've no understanding that. Look, this shit goes to court. That's never happened before. Someone's taking the fall.
Yeah, I know, but say for argument's sake, you're sitting in your sitting room, right? Or anyone's sitting in their sitting room, and a brick comes through the window. Right?
Yeah.
And it hits you on the leg, and you have a big gash in your leg, and you have to get your leg amputated because something happens, right? You can't realistically take that brick, go down to the builders providers and go, I want to know who made this brick because I'm going to sue them.
That's different because the brick is untraceable, Gav.
No, well, you see, they shouldn't be. They should be stamped. You should know where. You should know what region of the world your brick is coming from. Because I can tell you now, if they sold bricks,
use a chocolate egg as example.
Yeah, but you take Facebook, Andy, right?
Right.
People go into people on Facebook, right? Go into the likes of Tesco, and they go down to the aisle with the lettuce in it, and they look at the lettuce and they go, "Look at this. This is fucking disgusting by Tesco. This lettuce was made in Israel. I'm never shopping here again." So they can find out anything.
You're going off topic now.
No, I'm not going off topic. What I'm saying is, you're saying a brick is untraceable. It shouldn't be untraceable, Andy. You should know where your produce comes from. It should
Right.
have board beer printed on the side of it if it's Irish. Do you know what I mean?
What'll happen is, right, so take the brick coming through the window example,
Yeah.
except it's chocolate egg,
Yeah.
and it's got nuts in it, and it's solid as fuck, right, and it comes through your window, and it smashes you straight in the skull, right, and you run out the gaff, someone runs out of the house and goes, what the fuck is going on? And they catch the fella who's ever thrown the chocolate egg through the window, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna take some sort of action, right? Someone split open. You're bringing someone to court. You're not going to bring the young fella to court or the young fella's parents to court who's threw the chocolate egg through the window. You're going to go for the higher, the higher body in this. Who has the largest payout?
Yeah,
that's Cadbury's.
Right.
That's why Cadbury's have people at the top in their fucking fifth floor who look at these suggestion slips and say, no, a solid chocolate egg isn't going to work. It's going to leave our arse out the window, and there's going to be litigation down the line. So look, it's a lot safer if we just keep our eggs hollow. Nobody gets injured. People still buy shitloads of it, and we're laughing.
So what about? I'll put a suggestion to you. Right?
It's like the cream egg. It's like the way that there's never been a cream egg Easter egg full of cream.
Yeah. Could it not be? Look, are we thinking too much into this, Andy?
No, we're not. This is how the world works.
Is it just the cost, Andy? Would it be down to cost? Would it be down to
no? Because you can sell it.
Net profit.
There's going to be a demand. No, it's not. People will buy anything.
What about if Nike start producing Easter eggs for Liverpool and they're solid, and they're promising Liverpool that they can sell 20 million of them at a tenner a go, and Liverpool will get 50 million out of that? Would you be all right with that?
I'd be okay with it. I'm just telling you why.
What happens if someone shoots somebody? Do you sue the gun maker?
If somebody shoots somebody?
Yeah. If I shot you in the leg, right, I don't have any money, so there's no point in suing me. You go for the higher body. Would you not go for the producer of the gun?
Well, you're probably going to go for the seller of the gun if that gun was illegally sold. Now, this is stupid now, Gav, because you can't buy guns in outside of America.
Yeah, I know, but you have to go to America to buy a gun. You have to go to America. You have to go to America. You know them ear piercing things they have. You know those
things. Back to the point I was making about the cream egg.
Yeah, but hold on. Do you know those things where people go down to get their ear pierced? The little gun.
Yeah.
You have to buy them in America.
An ear pierce gun?
Yeah, sure it's a gun. You have to buy in America.
Oh.
And Tiger Tracy says, imagine your gaff with guaranteed Irish stamps all over it. Oh, that'd be brilliant. I'm going to get someone to do that up. But anyway, going back to the Cadbury's cream egg, I can't believe we're doing this. It's 25 to 12 at night.
So, I asked the fella in Cadbury's.
Oh, did you? It's funny now that we're talking about this for 15 minutes and all of a sudden you remember the conversation with a fella in Cadbury's. Go on.
Right, I asked the fella in Cadbury's and he said that if they were to produce a big Cadbury's egg full of the Cadbury's egg cream.
Yeah, cream egg, yeah.
And some kid at it.
Yeah.
That would be him consuming, I think it's something like 3,000 times the amount of the recommended
daily allowance
of sugar.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that kid will just do that.
Yeah.
That will result in guaranteed diabetes.
Yeah.
And Cadbury's will be liable for that diabetes. So I know that they will be liable. And right, so that's why Cadbury's don't do it. And that's a fact.
Yeah, I know, but say for argument's sake, sorry, Dylan O'Rourke says straight to the States for a spud gun. Going over to New York, out to the outlets to buy yourself a spud gun. That's absolutely brilliant. Let me see. Technically, if you're Irish American, you can buy a gun, says Stephen Hackett. Barry Carr says, Alexa, what is the Fatback 4 Daily? This show is like, I think this is the end of it. Good night and God bless. Like, I don't think we'll be back. But what was I going to say to you? Say for argument's sake in the egg, right? There's a hollow egg. If you melted that down, right? If you melted that hollow egg down, what would you be saying? 50 mils of chocolate?
50 mils?
Yeah, or grams, whatever. It's going to be mils, isn't it? Because it's liquefied.
It'd be the equivalent of like a big bar of chocolate.
Right, so we call it 150 grams, for argument's sake, right? So how many of those eggs do you think it would take to make a full solid egg? Would we say 6 or 7?
To fill the egg with chocolate.
Yes, 6 or
Well, what's the cubic capacity?
I don't
Not
know. Well,
cubic.
like,
If there is a formula, so
yeah,
you
well, it'd
take
be 6. If it was 6
diameter
inches
of the
tall
egg.
and
I know it's a little bit off,
24, but about 80 square, 80 centimeters cubed, I'd say. 80,
but you
yeah,
multiply 3.14 pi
yeah.
by the
So
diameter.
just say it was 10 eggs. Just say it was 10 eggs for argument's sake, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying the fella in Cadbury's, which I think he's a spoofer, by the way, and I don't even think he exists, Andy. I think you're bringing this in because you could have ended this argument very quickly if you just told me you knew a fella in Cadbury's and you chose not to. But what I'm saying to you is, say for argument's sake, right? The woman, instead of buying our son a solid egg because the option isn't there, she goes out and buys him 10 eggs, right? And he eats all them. He's eating the same equivalent. So do Cadbury's then, are they liable if that young fella dies?
It's totally different because he chose to open 10 eggs.
Yeah.
Like, Cadbury's have warned them against that, but if you put it all into the one box.
Yeah. Right, okay.
I don't think you're getting this, Gav.
Yeah. Okay. Avo says, I was talking to a fella who parachuted into the boxing ring years ago. I asked him the 50-story building jump question. He said 3 meters with a fan on his back and 4 meters without. He'd do more without the fan on his back. Should the fan would get you anywhere you wanted to go?
Definitely.
Dylan reckons the pantry is full of 4 pound, 2 foot cream eggs. The cubic capacity, Ray is asking. Yeah, like I think if it's 6 inches by 3 inches, that's 18, and then you multiply that by again.
Yeah, by 3.14.
Yeah, and the square root of something, and you'll come up with the cubic capacity.
It's a lot of chocolate.
It's like when you're ordering a skip. They tell you how many cubic feet it holds and all.
When was the last time you ordered a skip?
I tell you, the last time I ordered a skip, I didn't order. I was actually helping my mother and father-in-law move house about 6 weeks ago, and they ordered a skip. Well, why are you asking?
No, the whole level sides thing.
Yeah, some of them can be really strict on that, and some of them can't. Have you ever ordered a skip and went completely over the top and just went, we get away with it?
Years ago. The skip in the 80s was fucking you build it up to like bite your gaff.
Yeah. And just tell you, man, just throw the net over that and fuck off.
Yeah. Oh no, your man would come across and you go, Jesus, what are you fucking doing here? Look, we can't get that in the ruddy. And then you throw 20 all pounds.
Yeah.
And you go, I can get it onto the ruddy now, and off you go.
Yeah, you just.
He'd be scraping off the power lines going down the road.
Yeah, and he
somehow managed to get it into the fucking yard, and like that'd be it. But nowadays, you get a skip, and it goes a millimeter over the side edge, and your man's like, "What are you doing?"
No, they don't all sound like that. But the one thing I will say to anyone that orders a skip, here's a bit of advice here. Always get the longest pieces of wood you have, build around the edge. The thing with the skips is they don't want to go up over the level where they can shift off it. If you can get it nicely built and it's safe inside the boundaries of whatever you've built it up with, they will happily take that skip. That's where I'm going with that. And I've spoken to a fella that owns a skip company before you fucking start.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I think it's a money maker. I think, like, they'll tell you to dismantle the fucking thing.
Will I tell you the best skip I ever seen, Andy?
Go on.
Right, so people might know we built a studio, right, that we use every week, and there was a lot of work involved in it. But we ordered a skip, and it was one Saturday. I don't know, you might have been there, Andy, but we finished.
I was there for all the skips.
We finished with the skip, and I always remember. I said to the lads, right, I'm out of here, I'm going. And I walked out, and I swear to God, the skip was about 8 feet over the top of it, right? But somebody, instead of breaking down the lengths of wood, there was 2 lengths of wood, and they were like literally the full width of the studio. So they were probably about 18 foot wide. They were just, massive lengths of wood. And somebody just sat them on the top of the skip. So when your man arrived, the skip was in the garden, and the one bit of wood was actually blocking the traffic coming down the road. And your man was like, I can't take that. And Steve went and took a fucking swivel chair off the top of the skip and said, is that all right now? that's the worst skip I've ever seen. So there we go. Skips. What do you make of skips? The crisps, like? Are you into them?
Skip crisps, yeah. Do you
Yeah.
know what's mad about them?
Yeah.
Generally, they're prawn cocktail flavour.
Yeah.
They're actually not.
Go on.
No, it says prawn cocktail, but it's like just tomato flavouring in it.
You're joking.
There's no prawns whatsoever in them.
Right.
It's tomato flavour. And what happened was they were designing kind of crisps for tomato flavour. And then someone goes, they fucking taste like prawns.
Yeah.
And they goes, right, well, sure, we'll just say it's prawns. And that's what happened.
So it's not prawn cocktail flavour at all?
No, it's like tomato-y powder shit. And it somehow, like, just by pure coincidence, it tasted like prawn.
And how do you know this?
I don't know. Read it somewhere.
Was it on Discord?
No, because I can't get on because I don't have a gamer tag.
We'll get you onto Discord. We have people that we can get.
I don't want to go on now. I can only imagine the carry on Discord tonight.
Oh, yeah, no, I'd say it's off the wall.
Lallana starting.
Yeah, well, if Lallana starts Discord...
What do you think of Lallana tonight?
Thought he was poor.
Talk. Oh, did you?
Yeah, thought he was poor. But having said that...
He tried to take too much out of the ball a couple of times. But there's something about his movement that I think if he kind of got a run of games, which I don't think he's going to ever really get, like, you know, he'd probably be very useful in that team because he can get in now tight spaces. You know, a lot of the time, teams kind of spend a couple of seconds pressing us, and it only takes a touch or two, and our front three are away. Like, so the players like Wijnaldum are very, very tricky in those situations, and Lallana has this little turn in his game that
I don't mind the turn, Andy. It's the turn, touch.
Yeah, but that's just what I'm saying. You know, do the turn and release the ball.
Could we just tell him that it's two touch? And then you could only, if you told Adam Lallana you are only allowed maximum 3 touches on the ball, absolutely fine. He walks his bollocks off, like he absolutely does.
Yeah.
But it just, I thought he was poor. I think he tried to do too much with the ball at times. Dylan O'Rourke wants to skip collector's impression once again. No, I don't think that's going to happen. Connor Phillips says his heart, Amazon Prime went to absolute bollocks tonight, and he had to watch the first 60 minutes on Twitter. Apparently it did, yeah.
No way.
Let me see. People are asking what are better than skips. Stephen Hacker reckons Monster Munch untouchable. Listen, Andy, we have to go. I think
I don't really like Monster Munch. I'm sorry, no, I do. You know what? No, you know what I don't like that a lot of people like is meanies.
Oh, I like meanies. Davo loves meanies. Davo spends most games behind the sofa with big multi-pack of meanies when Liverpool are playing because his pots go before every game.
Monster Munch Mark 1 were amazing.
Yeah, that's before the English came in and said we own the name Monster Munch, and we had to change the Mighty Munch. Do you remember that?
Yeah, well, a lot of that sort of stuff happened around here, around these parts.
And we're not happy about it.
No,
and we don't like it.
But yeah,
right, okay.
We were good at a lot of things, and they got fucked up.
Yeah,
but I think it's called globalization.
Globalization. I don't know what it is.
It's not necessarily just the Brits, but our companies that were very good at doing things around these parts expanded. Then they got taken over by big companies that were a threat. The little Irish companies were a threat to their industry, and they took over, and then they fucked up the products that we fell in love with. And unfortunately, that's the way it goes.
Do you think we should knock this football podcast on the head? I mean, you just talk every night about anything we feel like talking about.
Why not?
Yeah, I think we might be onto something.
I don't see why not.
I don't see why not either. And
we literally talk about anything, and people could suggest topics, and we could talk about, or we could have guests on if they had a particular, let's steer clear.
Once it's not Trev, because Trev won't do it.
You go onto Twitter now and look. I know it has a very, very wordy place at the moment in politics and what's going on in England and all, but like we could just have some light conversation about random stuff. We could come up with some really good solutions. I think that could lead to bigger things. Yeah,
absolutely could. Listen, I think we better go.
It's not even 12 o'clock though.
I know, but Andy, it's 11:45 for fuck's sake.
You're only going because you've had 12 points of Guinness.
Well, I'll tell you what, is there anything else you want to talk about before we go? I'll give you the opportunity to talk about anything you want before we go. You see, you've 14 minutes to fill here, Andy.
Painting.
Painting?
Yeah.
Why? Are you painting at the minute?
No, I had to get a painter because I'm not the best at painting.
Are you not?
No.
In what way? Like, are you just sloppy or
Right, so
have you
here's
big
an
shaky
idea.
hands?
Okay.
Your big
So
jazz hands?
Here's an idea.
Right, go on, I'm listening. I'm all
What
ears.
if you could just employ a painter for the cutting in?
Yeah?
Would that be a good idea?
Yeah. A cutter inner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're really good at painting, you could just like be the cutting in guy.
Yeah.
I
think like you'd find people would pay as much for the fella that would do the cutting in as they would for the fella that would paint the whole place.
Yeah. The amount of times I've heard people saying, paint is very therapeutic. Like, there's no way cutting in is therapeutic.
I love it.
Cutting in?
Yeah, I don't mind it. The only
Well, okay.
The only condition I have is that I'm left
you could probably
alone.
make an arrangement. Okay, right. If people like you exist,
yeah.
What if the roller people could do the rolling in the cutter inners gaffs, and the cutter inners could do the
cutter inners in the rollers gaffs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's usually why when painters come along, Andy, there is one fella that paints and one fella that cuts in.
No, there's not. You just get a painter and he does it all.
Yeah, but some have a couple of lads and they get in, it done quicker. Yeah.
The cutter in's probably the apprentice.
I wouldn't let an apprentice near my house to cut in now. I'd let him go mad with a roller. But I wouldn't be letting him.
You're not to know. He's just told, get up there, Skip, and fucking do the cutting in. I'm doing the rolling today, mate. Like, I'm at this game 30 years.
Yeah, but I would know because I have to live in the house afterwards, and like I'm not being funny.
Are you the type of wanker who stands there watching the trades?
No, I wouldn't watch. I very rarely have tradesmen in my house, but I wouldn't stand there and watch. Now I let them go about their business. But like I'm not being funny with you. If some 15-year-old Mongo comes in and starts painting the walls and hits the ceilings all over the place and all, like I have to live in the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. But you get a slap off the fully qualified fella if he did that.
Well, you'd hope so. You'd hope they have some sort of quality standards.
Yeah. You get an awful pain in your arm as well when you're doing the cutting in up at the ceiling.
Yeah. They should have something, like the ceiling if you're standing on a little fucking... You like to be up close to the ceiling when you're cutting in, don't you?
Yeah.
They should have... But it's a pain the whole getting up and down off the little stool. They should definitely have something like on wheels with a little remote that you can just move yourself along as you go. Like a
drag the paintbrush.
Yeah, and just put the paintbrush in position and press forward. And your missus says, "What's the story?" And you say, "It's done." Just do 2 laps in the sitting room. And that's it.
I think in this day and age, there's a kind of a technological solution to fucking nearly everything.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And we're still at the point where a little bit of paint can get in a light switch or can get in a bit of skirting or coving or in a corner. Oh my God, like it, it's mad. Like, most people now probably paint the end wall in a different colour and you look down the corner and there's like little kind of, it's not straight.
Yeah.
Like that just shouldn't be happening.
No,
it's 2019, Gav.
I have a question for you before we go. Do you know cinemas?
Yeah.
Do you know the way they tell you there's a film on at 10?
Yeah.
And you go up there and you walk in it and it's 20 past 10 and there's some idiot is telling you about... Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I think I had a stroke there, but I'm back now.
I think they're called TIAs.
What are they?
Temporary ischemic attacks.
Is that what it is?
Transient ischemic attacks.
Right, okay. Well, listen, I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for that. I've done an impression of a snake there for a minute, but... when you walk in at 10 o'clock, so it's on at 10, you walk in at 10, you're all ready to rock. And at 20 past 10, you're still watching trailers. That's not on, Andy.
Well, like everybody knows that. That's you're getting into that.
Yeah, I know, but
sign up,
could you not just say 20 past 10 sharp on the button? And if you want to go in at 10 and watch the trailers, fair enough. If you don't,
what happened there? There'll be people walking around the picture house and they'll be blocking, their heads be getting in the way.
Yeah, of the fella trying to record it so he can stick it online, like.
Did you ever watch a film in America?
Yeah.
And everyone's standing up and clapping.
I went to watch
Shit.
Ocean's 11 or 12. I might be in Ocean's 11. It was 2007. I was on my honeymoon. We're in New York, and we were going down the street one day, and I went, we go to pictures later for the crack, thinking me missus is going, no bleeding way. He says, yeah, sure, why not? We went up, and it was one of the most mental experiences I've ever had. Like, your man was in it, Bernie Mac is in Ocean's 11, isn't he? He's dead now. But like, there was loads of black people in the cinema, and literally every time Bernie Mac said anything funny or a bit controversial, they were up off their seats going absolutely mental in the place. It was mad. It was mad now. I mean, like, you know, crazy. You know, it was an experience, I have to say.
What would happen? What do you think would happen if you did that, like in Liffey Valley or
no one would say anything to you.
Coolock?
No one would say anything to you.
Do you not think you get a box?
No, you just get a load of people going, oh, fuck's sake, you know what I mean? Irish people don't. You see people having full-on scraps in the street, and people just walk by it and go, Jesus, look at that. You know what I mean? Irish people don't.
We're not confrontational.
They don't show their emotion a hell of a lot. You know what I mean? So
someone shout, here.
Leave it out. Yeah, I know, yeah. Yeah, well, no, that's not the way it goes. Andy, I'm going. I'm out of here.
7 minutes left.
No, we're not. We're
Right.
gone. We're gone. Andy, thanks a million for joining me.
There's no watching or listening anymore.
No, there's no much. It's just two of us talking. I'll probably cut the last. We're going about an hour and 10. I'll probably cut the last hour out of this.
Right.
It'd be a 10-minute podcast when we're finished. And a tiny bit in the middle, especially the bit where you asked the question you shouldn't have asked.
You didn't ask.
You didn't ask. It wasn't even him. It was his lookalike. Right.
Yeah.
We're out of here. Andy, thanks a million for joining us.
Good luck.
Good luck. That was the Fatback 4 Daily for this Wednesday night. Liverpool have beaten Everton by 5-2. But sure, fuck it. The more important things in life, like solid Easter eggs. Over and out.